नमस्कार प्रिय विद्यार्थी मित्रमैत्रिणींनो, आपण सत्र 18च्या भाग 2 मध्ये आहोत. तुमचं मनापासून स्वागत आहे. या आधीच्या भागात आपण हेतूची एकता कशी राखायची याबद्दल चर्चा करत होतो. आपण 4 परिस्थितींवरती चर्चा केली आणि या निष्कर्षापर्यंत पोहोचलो की सल्लामसलत कौशल्याचा वापर करून आपण हेतूची एकता टिकवून ठेवू शकतो. आता हेतूची एकता निर्माण करण्याचे आणि टिकवून ठेवण्याचे कौशल्य विकसित करण्याचा प्रयत्न करताना आपण हे लक्षात ठेवलं पाहिजे की हेतूची एकता एक पातळी आहे. ही पहिली पातळी आहे. एकतेच्या इतर पातळ्यांची सुद्धा आपल्याला गरज असते. नाहीतर काय होतं की हेतूची एकता सहजपणे नष्ट होऊ शकते. हेतूची एकता हा तर पाया आहे, पण त्यावर आपल्याला इतर स्तरांची एकता निर्माण करावी लागते. उदाहरणार्थ आपल्याला दूरदृष्टीची एकता हवी असते, त्यानंतर पुढे जाऊन आपल्याला विचारांची एकता हवी असते आणि नंतर अर्थातच कृतीची एकता जी सर्वात महत्त्वाची असते. त्या हेतूची एकता आपण सविस्तरपणे समजून घेतली आहे. आता दूरदृष्टीच्या एकतेची संकल्पना अधिक चांगल्या प्रकारे समजून घेण्यासाठी आपण एक कृती करणार आहोत. आपण एक छोटेसं नाटुकलं करणार आहोत. एक उदाहरण आपण जे मगाशी घेतलं होतं आधीच्या सेशनमध्ये की उत्कृष्टतेच्या दर्जाची शाळा स्थापन करू इच्छिणाऱ्या शिक्षक गटाच्या उदाहरणाचं अधिक आता बारकाईने आपण परीक्षण करणार आहोत. आपण असं समजूया की या सर्व सदस्यांमध्ये हेतूची एकता निर्माण झाली आहे. ठीक आहे, ही खरोखरच आहे, एस्टॅब्लिश झालेली आहे आणि त्यांनी शाळेची स्थापना करण्याचा त्यांचा जो प्रकल्प आहे तो पुढे नेण्याचा निर्धार केला आहे. परंतु सर्वोत्कृष्ट दर्जाच्या शाळेबद्दल त्यांची वैयक्तिक दूरदृष्टी एकमेकांपेक्षा वेगळी असेल तर काय होईल? आता हेतू एक झाला आहे, पण जर त्यांची स्वतःची दूरदृष्टी वेगळी असेल तर त्यांनी एकत्र काम करायला सुरुवात केल्यावर त्यांच्या ऐक्याचं काय होईल? विचार करू शकताय? त्यामुळे त्यांची दूरदृष्टी ही एकरूप होण्याची गरज आहे. म्हणून आपण या गटाची बैठक घेऊन एक अभिनयपर चर्चा केली तर खूप छान होणार आहे, आपल्याला अधिक समजू शकणार आहे. आणि त्या अभिनयाचा, त्या नाटकाचं नाव दूरदृष्टीची एकता असं असेल, कारण हेतू एक झालेला आहे, पण आता त्यांना दूरदृष्टीची एकता प्राप्त करायची आहे. चला तर या चर्चेला सुरुवात करूया. प्रिय मित्रमैत्रिणींनो, एक संघ आहे ज्यामध्ये त्यांनी ठरवलेलं आहे की उत्कृष्ट शाळा स्थापन करण्याचा निर्णय घेतला आहे. अशा शिक्षकांमध्ये दूरदृष्टीची एकता कशी साधता येईल यावरती आता चर्चा होणार आहे. तर या भूमिकेत आपण आपल्या शाळेसाठी एक दूरदृष्टी विकसित करणार आहोत, कारण जोपर्यंत त्या सर्वांमध्ये दूरदृष्टीची एकता नसेल तर ते पुढे कसे जातील. म्हणून आपण सर्वांनी मान्य केले पाहिजे की उद्देश, समान हेतू हा तर आहेच. उत्कृष्टतेची शाळा स्थापन करणे हा उद्देश आहे, हेतू आहे. आता 5 वर्षांच्या दृष्टीचा विचार करायचा आहे. आता आहे 2024, तर आतापासून 5 वर्षांनी म्हणजे 2029 पर्यंत ती शाळा कशी दिसावी? उदाहरणार्थ किती विद्यार्थी असावेत? विद्यार्थी संघटनेची रचना काय असेल? मग शाळेतील शिक्षकांबाबत काय विचार करू शकतो आपण? आपण कोणत्या प्रकारचा अभ्यासक्रम वापरणार आहोत? त्या शाळेची आर्थिक परिस्थिती कशी असेल? त्या शाळेमध्ये कोणत्या कोणत्या सुविधा दिल्या जातील? म्हणून आता इथे विनंती केली जात आहे की इथे चर्चा होणार आहे, ज्या चर्चेमध्ये एकमेक म्हणजे प्रत्येक जण आपापली त्यांची दूरदृष्टी जी आहे त्याच्याबद्दल चर्चा करणार आहात. सो ती दूरदृष्टी कशी सुसंगत होऊ शकेल यावरती चर्चा होणार आहे. सो प्रिय विद्यार्थी मित्रमैत्रिणींनो, इथून एक व्हिडिओ इंग्लिशमध्ये सुरू होतो. ऑफकोर्स त्याची जी पद्धत आहे ती तुम्हाला तुमच्या LMS वरती म्हणजेच तुमच्या अध्ययन साहित्यामध्ये दिली गेलेली आहे. तर आता आपण सर्वजण ही व्हिडिओमध्ये दाखवलेली जी चर्चा आहे, हे जे नाटुकलं आहे ते आपण बघणार आहोत.
Okay, my dear friends, now we are the team that we are going to act how unity of vision can be achieved among the educators who have decided to establish a school of excellence. All right?
Yes.
So in this role play, we are going to develop a vision for our school, because unless we have unity of vision, how are we going to go ahead? So we all have agreed that our purpose, common purpose, is to establish school of excellence. Now let us consider, say, a 5 years vision. Now it is 2023. So by 2028, 5 years from now, how would you like our school should look like? For example, how many students should we have? You know, what would be the student body composition? What about the teachers of this school? You know, what type of curriculum are we going to use? How will be the financial situation of our school? What about the facilities of the school? So I request you to please give your input so that we can really have a vision that this is where we want to reach in 5 years. And if you permit, I have already drawn this line. I'll just mark it the years between now and 2028. So let us say, and then we'll write on the board how we want our school to look like. So if this is 2028, so please you mention how you like the school should look like by that time. Yes, please feel free to speak.
Sure. I think that our school, by 2028, in our school, there should be at least 200 students and 20 teachers should be there.
What do you think?
I think, first of all, the 5 year period is a very realistic period of time to have a vision. And based on my financial background, I think in 5 years we should have 500 students to be financially, to break even and to be able to make certain profits within that period of time.
Ms. Elsie, do you think, is it too much to think of 500 or is it too less to think of 200? What do you think? What does your experience say?
Well, first of all, I think our school should be exemplary.
Yes, of
I'm
course.
talking about the ethics right now.
Okay.
So our school should be a school that everybody looks up to and say, okay, well, I want to send my child to that school.
Okay.
And the reasons for that school is because the school does not, that school allows my child to express his ideas, to express her views. The
Okay.
school gives enough room for my child to develop her potentials, her capacities, enough exposure to go on the stage and express their views. And the school should have varied areas of capacity building. That's what I'm looking at.
Okay, okay. So I think we are talking of different things. For example, we talk about numbers, number of students and teachers, and then you are talking of the capacity building. Of students. Yes, we will discuss both, of course, but let us first take up the numbers. If you think we can come up to some unified, understanding of how many students we want to have by 2028, then we'll take up capacity building and the curriculum. So there are two suggestions so far: 200 students, 20 teachers, 500 students, and how many teachers?
Around 40 teachers.
Around 40 teachers. So
I think what we can do is with the available infrastructure that we have right now, right? We have 1 acre of land and we have one building with about 5 or 6 classrooms. So I would think that we could start with 200 students, because from the survey we have done, it seems we can get 200. And then each year we add 1 class. So from 200 we go to 250 the next year, and then 300 the next year, 350, and by 2028 we will be 500.
So now our resources are 1 acre of land and we have 5 rooms. Okay, so that is your projection that we should be able to achieve that goal. What do you think? Do you think it's good to have the vision of 500 students for 2028, or you want to be more conservative in numbers?
I feel okay. I feel that it's 200 is a much realistic number because we have to. It's only 5 years of period, and we have to. Since we are at the initial stage of developing our school, so there are many aspects. Logistics are there, financials are there. So we really have to take each step very thoughtfully. We have to go ahead, and I think if we keep ourselves a little bit reserved with the less number, we can. I think we will go in a safer mode and without more risk we can achieve that vision of getting the 200 students.
Of course, there are also many more schools around in this
Yes,
area.
that is
so-
also there.
Yes, so all right. So what is the number you like to put for the year 2028?
So even I think, instead of going with that 1 acre of land, assuming we've got a building, a ready-made building, where we can start our school with directly, and not assuming that we have 1 class per year. We are saying, okay, fine, in the first year we have the primary section installed. In the second year we have the middle school installed. In the third year we have the secondary installed. So assuming this, I feel by the year 2028 we should have approximately 800 students at least.
Okay, so we are discussing too many things at the same time. So you are saying that by the year 2028, we'll have primary, middle school, and secondary school all in place.
Yes.
Do you all agree? Within 5 years, can we reach?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. Yes. And then what about, we are not yet numbers, we have ranging from 200 to 800.
So I feel that since good primary education is the foundation, we should start with class 1 to 4 in year 1 with 200 students, right? And then maybe the next year we will have to, because the class 1 students will go to class 2, right? So there will be a vacancy in class 1, so we will have to add 1 class there. So in that way we add 50 students every year. So from 200 we can slowly go to 500 and have a good primary section, right?
Can I request you that let us first look at really where we want to be in 2028. Once we decide that is the destination we want to reach, We want to go from here to X, town. So first we fix the destination, then we see, okay, now where do we start and how many we add per year. So how many students will please you by the 5th year if we have that many students in this school?
I think what Ms. Elsie and Mrs. Sawant is saying, okay, there are 3 suggestions are there, 200, 500, 800. Let us let us find out the middle way and make it like something like a 350 to 350 students, for example. So with this, I think we will be happy to see 350 students by 2028 in our school. What do you think, Sawant sir?
I mean, what you say is correct, but then we have to see that each class is going to progress, so that number of students will have to be accommodated. So I think, yes, maybe, yes, I mean, we'll have to just see the projection.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, if we are doing very well, if 300 becomes 600, we have no objection to that.
No objection.
All right. But at least if it is with 350, if you think it is an achievable goal for us, a vision, then we can note it down, 350 students. Do you think this vision gives us enough excitement that we can achieve in 5 years?
Actually, even I think maybe I'll bring this down from secondary, middle school, like bring it down to primary level. Let's assume we have class 1 in the first year, then those students go to class 2 and we have more students coming in for first standard. We have second standard children now, and then we have third, fourth and fifth. Assuming this, I think the number 300 could be okay.
All right.
Yes.
300? Should
Okay.
we write down
Yes.
300
Yes,
students?
sure.
Okay. So we are going to have 300 students by the year 2028. And how many teachers do we require for 300 students?
I think for 500, as Mr. Sawant mentioned, 40, and I mentioned for 220, 200 for 200 students 20. Let us go by, it's only the number is exceeded by 100 only. Let us stick to 20 teachers.
Okay. So you seem to like mathematics and always go by the average of what is being suggested. What does your experience show? You know,
I feel, you
for
know,
300 students, how many teachers is apt? Because remember, we want to have a school of excellence.
Yes.
So that surely requires a good ratio of students to teachers.
So here I feel 20:1 is a good setup, like 20 students, one teacher per 20 students.
Okay.
So
So around 15 teachers,
yes, at least.
yeah?
And then we need buffer teachers also,
Sure.
so that it runs smoothly. So say another 5 or 10 teachers.
Okay. So about 20 to 25 teachers?
Yes,
Do you
that's
think
realistic.
a good number?
Yes, that's realistic.
Okay, so should we write it?
Yes.
So we have 20 to 25 teachers. Now, what is that curriculum that you would like to see being implemented in this school by 2028?
Well, yes, Mr. Rajan.
I think for primary, because we are looking at giving a very strong foundation, we can look at the international hidden gems curriculum, which takes care of academics, it takes care of their moral development, and also connects them to the environment around them.
Okay, okay. And are we all in agreement that by 2028 we'll have primary, middle school, secondary? This is what we have already accepted, right?
I don't think we accepted that. Maybe it's just primary. is
Just
what we're
primary.
talking about.
Just
So 5 years we'll do only primary?
Yes.
Up to 5th standard.
Up to 5th standard. Is it so?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so I should remove middle school and the secondary. Okay, so we are going to have only primary. And it is suggested to have the international curriculum of the hidden gems.
Along with the hidden gems, I feel there's a beautiful curriculum called the Peace Education Curriculum.
Yes.
We should have that. And then there are general books on moral education, which I feel is very important for today's generation. Along with that, we need to have some crafts and some vocational classes for them, which we have to, there are beautiful curriculums, but we can make our own also, as per the vision that we have for our school, because it's a school of excellence.
All right, so let me write down these. You said we should have good academic curriculum, we should have good moral curriculum, and we should have arts and crafts, right?
Vocations, yes.
Vocations and vocational. Yes, in fact, the education policy is also emphasizing on all these elements, including vocation to be there part of the curriculum. All right.
I would also like to add over here, our students, when they grow, because of the School of Excellence, we would like our students to know the rules of the roads also. For example, when you're driving through the road, especially the cart, what are the rules? Like if your daddy is going too fast and the rule says if you drive 30 kilometers per hour, the child should know, okay, daddy, please stop. So we need education for the children in these areas also, traffic rules, then rules when you go to malls, like survival skills in a way.
Okay.
They need to have a specialized, I don't find this curriculum anyway, but we have to work to make this possible for our children.
Okay, so we put it under the special curriculum.
Yes.
All right, so we'll have also element of special curriculum. Now, since we are talking of the 5 years vision by 2028, this is what we want to achieve, then how much of this do you think we should achieve by 2027? Let me draw a line from now we stand in 2023, then 2024, 2025, 2026, and this is where we are, and that is where we want to reach by 2028. So what do you think by 2027, what will satisfy us if out of that image, that vision, how much of it should we have achieved by 2027?
I think we could have probably 250 students
Okay,
with about 15 teachers.
yes, is it okay? Do you think that's good?
Yes.
To write? So it is 250 students and 15 teachers. And what about 2026?
We start with 200 students, 200 students and about 12 teachers.
Yeah?
Yes,
You think
that's
that's
realistic.
okay. So 200 students and 12 teachers. And what about 2025?
Maybe 150?
Okay, so you are cutting down 50 each year.
Yeah, because we're
Okay.
adding a class each year.
Yes, yes.
All right. And how many teachers?
I think we should retain, here we need to have 12
Yes.
teachers.
At
As we-
least, yes.
Okay.
To run a
12
school.
teachers. And then by 2024,
That's 100. There should be 100, most probably.
100
Yes.
students,
And about 10
And-
teachers.
12
teachers.
12 teachers.
12 teachers. We
Yes.
still need 12
Yes.
teachers.
Yes.
Maybe
Okay.
we can think of
So
10
tomorrow,
teachers actually.
sorry,
Maybe we can think of 10 teachers.
if you have 10 teachers, then it will be a ratio of 10 students to 1 teacher. Is it okay?
I think
It's
so.
in
We
fact
need
very
one or
good.
two buffer
The-
teachers. We need
It will be the
buffer
One or
just
two
second
buffer
year of our
teachers.
establishment, I think.
Okay.
We have to also think of the financial aspects because that will add to the burden to the school. So
Alright.
I feel that we should go for 100, maybe initial 2 years we will manage
Okay, with less teachers.
with less teachers.
Yeah, but I feel if it's a school of excellence, we should not, sacrifice that element.
Compromise on the
We should
number
not
of
compromise
teachers.
the number of teachers because
Actually, younger children require more attention, and they can be managed in smaller groups, not larger groups.
Okay.
As we go higher, we can manage with a little bigger groups.
Okay.
So I think we can start with the first year 10, the second year 12.
Okay. So second year, do you agree? Should we put down 12 teachers for
Yes.
the second year?
That's
All right.
possible.
So this is 1 year from now, but then tomorrow, as we are starting admission process, what is our target? How many students do we want that this year should be enrolled in this school? And how many teachers do we want to recruit?
if you're starting the school tomorrow,
Yes, because now
so
we are in
want one class
2023.
tomorrow.
Yes.
50. There should be 50. A class of 50 students, that is 2 divisions.
Okay. So we
First
want
time.
50 students to be enrolled this year?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
You're happy with that?
Maybe 60 because if you want to keep that ratio of 20:1, so maybe
So we can
60,
say between 50 and 70.
70.
Between 50 and
50 and
70.
70.
Okay.
And the average is 60.
60.
That's what is your
Yeah,
favorite way of measuring. All right. So, okay, friends. So you see that as per your suggestion, we can write here for the first year, we need to have enrollment of about 50 to 70 students to start with, and maybe about 10 teachers that we can begin with this year. So you see that we discussed for about 15 minutes or so, and you came up with some very important points about how we would like our school to look in 5 years from now. You see that to create a vision requires heart-to-heart discussion, requires deliberation, requires listening to each other, And if we want to really continue discussing all the other aspects of the school that is required, for sure we need so much more time. But because we are talking together and unitedly we are creating a vision, that vision belongs to all of us. So that vision shows us the path, the direction which we want to achieve within 5 years. So thank you very much for your participation in this discussion. Thank you.
प्रिय विद्यार्थी मित्रमैत्रिणींनो, तुम्ही पाहिलं की शिक्षकांचा हा गट जो त्यांच्या उत्कृष्टतेच्या शाळेसाठी एक दूरदृष्टी साधण्याचा प्रयत्न करत होता. त्यांना एक दूरदृष्टी साध्य करण्यासाठी थोडासा वेळ लागला, पण चर्चा मात्र बरीच झाली. अर्थात आता आणखी बरेच मुद्दे आहेत की त्यांनी त्यांच्या शाळेच्या पायाभूत सुविधांबद्दल, मे बी खेळाच्या मैदानाबद्दल, त्यांना जी काही फी हवी आहे, जे शुल्क ठेवायचं आहे त्याच्याबद्दल, अशा अनेक गोष्टींबद्दल चर्चा केली पाहिजे. त्यामुळे खरोखरच दूरदृष्टी गाठणे हा वेळ खाऊ काम आहे, कृती आहे. आपण ते टाळू शकत नाही, कारण पुढे जाण्यासाठी सर्व गट सदस्यांची दूरदृष्टी समान असणं आवश्यक आहे. म्हणून जरी त्यांनी याआधी हेतूच्या एकतेची पातळी गाठली होती, जसे की तुम्हाला माहिती आहे की तुम्ही हे देखील पाहत आहात की खरोखरच शाळेच्या 5 वर्षांच्या एकसंध दूरदृष्टीपर्यंत पोहोचण्यासाठी त्यांना काही मुद्द्यावर चर्चा करण्यासाठी काही मिनिटे घालवावी लागली आणि विचार करावा लागला. त्यामुळे संघातील सदस्यांसोबत बसण्यासाठी पुरेसा वेळ काढा, प्रत्येकाला बोलायची संधी द्या, कोणालाही बाजूला सारू नका. प्रत्येकाला आपले मत मांडण्याचे, बोलण्याचे स्वातंत्र्य असले पाहिजे. मग ही जी चर्चा झाली ती चर्चा करून अशा निष्कर्षापर्यंत पोहोचतो की ठीक आहे, ही जी दूरदृष्टी आहे, उदाहरणार्थ आम्हाला आमच्या प्रकल्पासाठी 5 वर्ष किंवा 3 वर्षाच्या आत आम्हाला काही करायचं आहे, किंवा तुम्ही जे काही प्रकल्प कालावधी ठरवता त्याप्रमाणे तुमची दूरदृष्टी असू शकते. आणि एकदा दूरदृष्टी स्पष्ट झाली, तुम्हाला पुढे काय करायचं आहे की मग हे पाहण्यासाठी तुम्ही मागे काम करू शकता. म्हणजे आधी तुम्हाला वेळ ठरवायचा आहे की 5 वर्ष का 3 वर्ष का 1 वर्ष, आणि त्यानुसार मागे तुम्हाला काम करायला सुरुवात करायची आहे. तर सत्र 18 इथे संपलं आहे. हेतूची एकता आणि दूरदृष्टीची एकता यावर आतापर्यंत आपण चर्चा केली. आता या पुढच्या सत्रामध्ये विचारांची एकता आणि कृतीची एकता यावर आपण चर्चा करत आहोत. तर लवकरच भेटूया. धन्यवाद.